Welcome back to the Cage Cast. My name is Cage, and this episode is sponsored by my merch store at gaffer.com/pages/cage. Make sure to use code CAGE10 at checkout. That is CAGE10 for 10% off your purchase. Now, with me today is pro streamer and pro Smash player himself, Pang Pang Pang. How are you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, although I'm not sure. I'm a pro at either of those two. Um,
I'd say so because your Twitch is very consistent. You hold, I want to say, anywhere from 12 to 20 something people constantly. It rarely drops below that.
yeah, that's okay. That's a weird thing because I don't. Okay, that has happened, but I can't put a finger on why it's happened or why it has happened in this time frame.
I think
Um,
it's your manically obsessed chat. They
okay,
love you and everything you do.
yeah, my chat can get pretty quirky sometimes.
Yeah, shout out to Marcus.
Yeah, shout out to Marcus, shout out to Lucius, Kanoko, Jerry. Nitrum definitely. We got a bunch of regulars that I
Look
love them
at
to
you.
death. Yeah, they honestly are what keep the stream since I'm there consistently, they're there consistently, and I think like you said, it keeps the stream consistent. It keeps it
Oh yeah.
dedicated.
I've got my top five who are always there. Like Luke, my
Luke, yes.
everyone's met Luke just through raids and just showing up in my chat and seeing him. But that homie's been there since day one essentially and hasn't
Yeah.
left.
I sometimes I look at your VODs and common theme, well, maybe not all your VODs, but I look at most of your VODs, and
Hmm.
common theme is that Luke is always there.
He's always
With
there.
that Triceratops emote you have,
Yeah, Ralph.
Ralph. Oh, I see.
You
You
forgot
have a
Ralph's
name for
name.
each of your mascots, don't you?
Yeah, for my mascots, there's Ralph the Triceratops and there's Tony. Tony Toe Shoes. It was gonna be two shoes, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I was dyslexic and I just straight up wrote toe instead of two, and I just
Yo,
so I was like, it's fine, it's fine.
it's that type of uh, scuffed mistakes that give those things their quirk.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I honestly kind of feel like that with my username, Pang Pang Pang.
Pang.
It's I didn't intend for there to be two G's, but it's now
It
that it's
happened.
there, it's like its own unique signature, you know?
Mm-hmm. You know it's the real one because it's got two G's.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Um,
Like with now that you brought up mascots, that's a thing. I've been asked by a few people like why I have them, and like not many people have like a quote unquote mascot or a thing they refer to all the time.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and if they do, sometimes it feels like outplayed and overdone. But I think because of the nature of how simple Tony is, just structurally, he's two lines, two dots, and a smile. That's
I was
it.
I was gonna bring that up. That's actually very similar to the Kirby design, which was
Hmm.
very in the beginning of the intro for one Kirby game, they just literally show you it's a circle and four other
Yeah,
circles.
back when he was White Kirby.
Yeah, yeah, I think it was then. I
Hmm.
don't remember. Honestly, there are probably people that would be able to correct me on that. But yeah, it's supposed to be very simple, very easy to know, and you can draw it yourself. You
Hmm.
can make it yourself. In fact, it probably makes fan art very easy.
Oh yeah, I get so many pictures of people drawing Tony, and um, I get the same thing of like he's so easy, but like everyone has one little thing that like the foot's too big, the
Yeah.
head's too tall, like it just can't get it just right,
Yeah, it's
and
not the real McCoy.
mm,
Nothing
no.
like the original.
I think one reason that Tony blew up as much as it did because Tony has his own Instagram and Twitter and like Phantom knows good and well that
Yeah.
I run the Tony accounts. Tony's my creation,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he refuses to say like to name me. He will DM Tony specifically and ask Tony questions. He doesn't want to
Oh
ask me
shit.
those questions.
Like like actually taking the role play one step that's insane.
Yeah, and he'll text Tony and he'll DM Tony on Instagram and be like, "Hey, little man, how you doing?" And then I'll just go full Tony mode. And Tony, I use Tony as my outlet for all the wholesome things I want to say, and then the Cage Twitter. I just
Yeah.
say some of the dumbest shit. Just
Yeah, yeah. It's like a persona versus, like shit posting.
yeah.
That's really interesting. I wonder how is there any specific like feelings you get when you like
Use Tony.
do yeah, use Tony, yeah. Like post
Happy.
specifically as role playing as Tony.
I'm happy and I see the good in people. And whenever someone's sad, I get very protective. And then I'll stop what I'm doing. I'll pick up my phone and use PixArt and the transparent file of
Yo.
Tony. I'll find Minecraft field. I'll I'll use him and I'll find some combination of transparent pictures on Google and I'll craft an image with Tony and make a ton of memes or specific memes just for this person, and it brings more of a it's not just copy and paste, it's more organic.
Yeah.
um but one thing I think, because not Phoenix, Phantom loves making Tony memes, and he'll just send me a meme in the middle of the day of Tony all in black and gray in the Vietnam War and saying he's going off to war, boys, and it's
Oh
like,
no.
what?
Oh no.
And there was one of him, just he put Tony in like downtown Boston with a taco, and all the text said was, Tony in Boston, what you doing there? And that's it.
That
It's
that's really interesting actually.
I think the reason Tony blew up the way it did and now it has its own like life
Yeah.
is because it's so simple that anybody can relate to it, that it has no set anythings. It's just a blob with 2 feet and a smile on its face. That's
Yeah.
it.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm kind of mad I don't have well, I do have a mask of my own, but it's like I just kind of threw it there. It's just like a shuckle. It's just like, oh,
Shuckle.
that's kind of just a thing. But I don't know, it's just my favorite Pokemon, so I was like, okay, fuck it.
Oh, so I had a power trip after I made Tony,
Okay.
because I was talking to my friend who writes stories and adventure novels and all that type of thing, and I it came to my head where I realized, and I just said, I want you to verify something for me. I'm like, okay, what's up? I said, well, I created Tony. They said, yes. I said, I am the originator. Everything that's Tony and I say is canon and cannot be refuted. And
Oh
they said,
shit.
yes. I smiled. The first thing I did is I hit up Soggy and I gave Tony legs. Like super masculine, like people legs. And the lore is, anytime you see Tony, that's just him sitting. And when he stands up, he actually has 2 very buff legs. And when he sits down, it kind of just squishes into him.
That's that's such a good meme.
With my power, I can make Tony do whatever I want.
Yeah, and it's canon. Like
It's
no one
canon.
can refute this.
Argue.
Yeah. Wait, who are you to argue that Tony doesn't have 2 giant legs?
Mm-hmm.
Does it work out?
I don't know. He might. Now I do know that Phantom loves Tony so much. I made him. So in my Discord, I gave Phantom his own role, and
Yeah.
his role is Ghost, and he's above the mods. He has no mod abilities. He's just a normal person in my Discord, but he has access to edit and upload emojis.
Oh.
And so I'm like, hey, Phantom. He's like, yeah, boss. And I'm like, I need emojis now. And he said, got it. And within 10 minutes, he sends me 20 files of Tony in all the colors of the rainbow, a rainbow Tony, a blue screen Tony, a Tony with fire, earth, water, and air, like full on made so many Tonys.
That's a lot of dedication. And I find it really crazy how like I mean, Phantom he doesn't own Tony. It's not his, but still he'll put like just fans in general. They put like this much effort to get I don't know, just to contribute to
Yeah.
whatever they're watching. It's honestly kind of cool. Yeah. It's wholesome, definitely.
It's really nice to see that something you made is like connecting.
Yeah.
Like I've been streaming for a bit, and you have too. I
Yeah.
can almost guarantee you ran into something where you're like, "Oh, this would be good on stream," and it flops so hard. Like,
You have no clue. There are so many. And it's usually the cringy stuff that
hmm
I think that what people would like because yeah, we're all cringe lords. We find it very funny.
yeah.
Um, but then it's like, oh yeah, there's like 5 people watching. Okay.
There's times where you're like, "I'm gonna make myself look stupid because Chad will like it," and Chad
Yeah.
didn't like it. They didn't even think it was slightly amusing.
You know, that's an interesting thing because speaking of thinking of something that would be successful,
hmm
uh it's actually maybe it's not a recent thing now. I'd say it happened about a few months ago, but I think there was kind of like an era where for my stream, um I went from okay, so let's do something that I think will be good, something that people will like, to let's just do stuff for me. And it's like not right after this, but after this that the stream started to see its major growth spurts. Which is why I don't understand why it's growing like it is. But
hmm
yeah, most of the content I do, I don't even know if I want to call it content because most of it, it's just me playing a game that I want to play and then looking at chat a lot,
Yeah.
and having conversations with people. It's almost like that. When you're with your friends and you're like, oh, let's just play. One person's playing a single player game while a bunch of other people are playing. Well, not even playing. They might be playing on their phone, but they'll tune in and be like, oh, that's funny or something,
hmm
or they'll just talk about their day and I'll respond. Um,
Yeah.
and that's really the big approach I've done with my stream. I haven't really thought of it in terms of content anymore.
I think that's good. That's healthy, for
Yeah.
sure. Um, Recently with streams, I've been bringing it up on streams more and more. I figured I might as well say it on the podcast. I've been having way more fun doing these podcasts, preparing for them, doing research, getting
Hmm.
things ready, even editing and getting things done on the back end is like enjoyable for me.
Yeah.
And I because it's doing so much like making me happy wise. I'm starting to see that Twitch isn't making me as happy as it used to.
Yeah,
And
I completely understand. Yeah, I get that.
someone brought up maybe I need to take a break, but I don't want to.
Mhm.
I want to double down and work harder. Especially since I'm going to be moving soon. Fingers crossed, by the way.
Okay.
But um, I think being on my own, I'll have more freedom to do what I want and say what I want to. So streams would be more fun for me.
Mhm.
Um, but I don't know. Like this podcast, I feel like I finally found something that obviously it's people enjoying it. I hope, but um, I finally found something that makes that I enjoy and I can be proud to put my name on.
When I listen to this podcast, I can tell that like you're enjoying it. It might be that it this podcast might be more successful, or you know, when I stream just for myself, it might be more successful because people are understanding that. Well, people are seeing us be more happy or more in our element,
Yeah.
and people flock to that. Uh, that might be an explanation, but honestly, I think do whatever works for you. To be honest, if you're miserable doing this streaming stuff, then I, I I wouldn't say to quit. Maybe change gears. Like when I was like, okay, I'm just doing this for myself instead of doing it for content. I was like, I had a few streams where I was like completely miserable. I was like, I'm not gonna quit, but
hmm
something needs to change.
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes it just takes a gear change. It takes a just something to change off course than what you're already doing.
Yeah.
Um, to make things go for the better.
hmm I I feel like because I think I've nailed down what it is because moving. So this past the past few months have been I'm not gonna lie. I've been holding it down pretty good, but there's times where I break down, and
Yeah.
there's nothing you can really do about it other than just accept it. Um, but moving 700 miles away from my friends, up and leaving, so
Yeah.
just now being able to, so like time frame wise and how things are working with the job, we didn't, where the place was at when we first moved down here is an hour away from where it is now currently. So
Okay.
we couldn't get like a house down there because it'd be a 15-minute drive from there. But as soon as the warehouse moved an hour north to Tampa, it'd be an hour drive every day. So there was no use in signing a year-long lease for down there and then moving up. So for the past few months, we've been staying in Airbnbs, and it's been
Oh.
fine. But like my parents, well, my mom, stepdad, brother, they finally got a house locked down up north of Tampa. So they're going to be moving in tomorrow, actually. So
Yeah.
that's moving. For the first bit, I'm going to be with them, but I've been looking for apartments in the Tampa area, and it's, bro, stuff moves quick down here. Like, if that sucker says it's going to be available on the 29th, it's gone on the 29th. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's been stressful.
I couldn't imagine moving that many. Like, I did notice at some point the backgrounds for your streams because you
Kept
have,
changing.
yeah, it kept changing different rooms. I can't imagine moving that much.
Now, I will say, one of the background changes is just the camera placement for this place.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
So, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're about to see a little behind the scenes. So, this is the angle that I've been using because it's more of a wide shot and more, it looks better.
Yeah.
But this is what it was for a bit, and then this is what it was for a bit for the. So, like, obviously, it looks very different from this angle.
Yeah.
So it's obviously that one's just a camera change issue. But yeah, there were streams where I just started switching locations, and it was because we
The
moved.
movie magic. Yeah.
Movie magic. Dude, I had to do so much to get this set up right here, like to get it to look like this. Okay, obviously on Discord and for the YouTube video, it doesn't look that great. But you drop the you change the color a little more yellow, and you give it a little bit more of a gradient on the sides. It gets so warm, yellow, orangey. It's nice. But to do it, I had to plug a lamp USB into the back of the TV. I have it on the news 24/7, muted with the brightness turned down so that lamp stays on for this light back here. I've got that lamp with a t-shirt on top of it so it's not blinding. Obviously for here it's blinding, but OBS tricks, it looks
Yeah.
nice. And
That, dude, if this looks scuffed right now, this is literally the same camera angle that I do my
use
stream
for-
at. I just crop
Mhm.
the sides
yeah,
out,
crop the angles
and then
out and then
I
green
put
screen.
a filter over my face so I don't look as scuffed. But I can't do that in Discord, so
Yeah, Discord is where you get the true camera.
Yeah.
True camera quality.
yeah, it's certainly unflattering. But I feel like having this more subdued, less polished. It's kind of, I think it's
It's
like a
raw.
benefit. Yeah.
There is one. There's another light that the camera sits on top of that blinds my face the entire
Oh
time I'm
no,
recording.
no!
or
Don't tell me
streaming.
you don't
Tell me
don't
what.
point it at your face, do you?
Oh yeah,
No.
I have nowhere else to put it now. Like, dude, travel setup is very different than my normal setup. So like the setup in and at my house, we're gonna be moving it down, but the setup I built and I made is my PC, dual monitors, 27-inch curves, nice monitors. I've got my keyboard, my mouse, Stream Deck, speakers, the
Yeah.
freaking audio interface for the microphone. It's set. That's not the setup. This
Moving-
is a
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Moving
this
that
is a-
shit is the worst. I can only
yeah.
imagine.
like right now I'm rocking a fold-out chair, a fold-out table, my PC, a 24-inch monitor I got from Walmart.
Oh.
The light I brought, I had to run an extension cord. Can you see it?
I can see a small sliver of it.
I had to run an extension cord from that outlet all the way up just to plug that in, and then I have the webcam on top of it to get a higher angle, and it just looks better on camera. But
The best part is if you didn't mention any of
bro,
that, people
nobody
wouldn't
would have
notice.
known this stuff.
Yeah, movie magic.
Movie magic. It's all about the angles, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So, you had mentioned that you have a few notes written down. Do you have
Oh.
any that you would like to
Um.
move to?
Okay. I don't know if this is old news, but
Old news.
I don't. Okay. I know how people. You have a video about how people got their usernames, right?
Okay.
But I don't know why did you start streaming. I think I know why Frag did, but I don't know why anyone else started streaming. Like what
Why I
prompted
started
it.
Twitch?
Yeah.
So there's a few things so to get my PC, the job I had before, I just didn't have the money to just get a PC. I had to buy each part by paycheck. So like one paycheck, guess what? I got RAM. Next paycheck, oh dang, I got power supply.
Piece
And then,
by piece.
yeah, piece by piece, and it just stacked up in the corner of my room until I had all the parts, and then I put it together, and that's what I'm running off still. But before that, what got me prompted into streaming was actually the video used. So there's a YouTuber by the name of Scattervolt. He's a PC YouTuber. He does a lot of PC tech, PC builds, and he does a lot of builds like budget. So he'll set like a $500, $600, $700 computer, and then he'll make the best system he possibly can, and then show what it's capable of.
Yeah, like benchmarks.
And I watched one, and it was called the $500 PC build, and I was like, dude, this is sick. And it just so happened that it was a recent video, and it was about 2 or 3 weeks earlier. That same week when I found it, he had put on a second channel a full like GoPro build of the video step by step. So my thought was, bro, I've got the Lego pieces and the instruction manual. Let's go. Yeah. So when I saw that, I saw it as an excuse to actually move on, because I wanted to do YouTube for a long time, and I've made so many YouTube channels, and that's actually where I got my start in graphic design, is because I'd make a YouTube channel, I'd get it fully set up with I've always been good at branding too. So like I'd make a name, and then I would make sure I had its YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, email, LinkedIn. Like I've covered my bases.
LinkedIn, wow.
Bro, even Cage Tunes has a LinkedIn. It's not updated, but it's there. Dude, somebody hit me up on LinkedIn asking if I wanted to play Among Us the other day. I swear to God.
What? Who's out there on LinkedIn trying to cop a game of Among Us?
LinkedIn, you can make your profile. You can add Twitch streamer as one of your job names.
Interesting.
So you can look up Twitch streamer, find Twitch streamers, and be like, "Hey, bud, trying to play Among Us?"
That's so weird. Yeah, like when you hear of LinkedIn described as social media, you're like, oh yeah, it shows social media like how the obituaries are social media, like how.
But it's weird because these like business people use it like a social media, and they meet people. It's nuts.
Yeah. But at least in terms of like entertainment, I would have never thought someone would be like, oh yeah, Among Us, let's go check LinkedIn.
It was the last play. As soon as I saw it, I was like, this man got no's from everybody in his Discord. He needs a 10th person. That's what this is. But whenever I saw the video, it really made me think like I could actually do YouTube. And while I was in the process of buying the parts and building the PC, I had gotten back into Twitch. And so like years prior, I had found...
so you had a Twitch.
Well, I had an account, but I didn't stream.
Okay.
I was like 15, 16.
Okay.
And when I found Twitch, I watched one streamer, just one, and her name was, it was Red It was Red Rum, but the second red was a 3, and I'm pretty sure she still streams.
Red Rum.
I don't know. She obviously wouldn't remember me because I had a different username,
Hmm.
but plus it's been fucking years. But I watched her a lot when I was younger, and then I took a break from Twitch because I was like, this is dumb, and I just watched YouTube. I got back into Twitch when I started watching Blondie. So Blondie TV, she's not huge, but she's bigger than I am for a fact.
Yeah.
She's actually how I found Luke. So
Oh shit.
yeah, the first streamer I actually followed on the Cage Tunes account is Blondie, and the first one I subbed to.
Yeah.
And I still sub to her. I think she made me mod.
Oh snap.
And
So like, I guess did all these people like influence you to start streaming or?
mhm.
Oh.
So when I
Okay.
watched her, I was really good at chat, like just chatting in chat. I'm not sure if anybody's obviously if you know me, whenever I'm in chat, I sometimes take over chat, and I don't mean to, but it just kind of happens, and I just like I'll say something stupid and get people involved, and it's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I've been decent at chatting, and it got to the point where she just asked, "Hey, do you stream?" And I was like, "Well, not yet. I'm still making my PC, but I want to." And then she gave me a ton of advice off stream, and whenever I was first starting, she'd raid me with her like 20 something
Oh
people, and I
shit.
was like, "Dude, this is nuts."
Yeah.
Luke found me, and Luke's one of the only people so I actually have a background in graphic design where I've done a ton of logo design mainly,
Hmm.
and that's why a lot of my things that I do are very flat and clean and simple because I used to do logos. That's where my forte was, is clean, minimalist, modern looking stuff.
Yeah.
And everything I do, like art wise, anything you do, I do it in Adobe Illustrator. I don't know Photoshop.
Oh really?
So I use vector files, PNGs, JPEGs, shapes, everything I use.
So do you find it just? Are you just more comfortable with it, or do you
I'm
like
more
not want
comfortable.
to? I see.
I want to know. I want to learn Photoshop. I know I need to take like a weekend, and just
Yeah.
focus on it and learn it. But at this time, I don't really have a need for it because anything I need, I can whip up an Illustrator in like 2 minutes.
That makes sense.
Which is why
Oh
when a lot of people were trying to get like you know Own TV or
yes.
Own.tv where they make string packages.
Oh my god.
I don't
They,
use any of them because I was like, I don't like how these look. I could just make it myself. And so I just looked up what's the resolution for Twitch panels, and then I made my own Twitch panels,
I was
stuff
gonna
like that.
say, Own 3D. I remember Own 3D, but not because they make Twitch overlays.
Hmm.
I remember when they were the competition to Twitch. I
Mm.
think they. Okay, let's. I'm sorry. One second. I want to Google that to make sure I'm not wrong.
Oh,
But they
don't
were
perjure
the
yourself.
big competitor to Twitch. It was Own 3D and Justin.tv, which was what Twitch was at the time.
Yeah,
This is like super old school.
bro. I remember when Twitch was Justin.tv.
Yeah.
That
Um.
that's how you know. You know that's going to be my cutoff for females. Do you know what Justin.tv is? And if they say no, she's gone. She's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. So it's just so crazy to me when someone's like, "Oh yeah, that's the where you get those Twitch overlays, right?" I'm like, "What? Holy shit!" That's like being like, "Oh yeah, Sega. That's where Sega they make those pachinko machines, right?" Or I guess
Hmm.
it's Konami
Yeah,
instead. But
and you're
it's like
like no.
how far they have fallen, man. Oh man.
Oh, dude, I know the feeling. But
Yeah.
streaming just kind of happened, and um, with being a graphic designer and seeing stuff I didn't like, and I was like, I'm not paying $30 for a garbage overlay I don't want. So I was like, I'm just gonna make my own. And if you can't look at VODs anymore because they're so far back, but you can look at clips, like old clips. You'll see different versions of my stream with different overlays, different
Oh
shapes,
shit.
different everything.
It's like different
And
eras.
Luke has been here to see all of the changes, and
Yeah.
he's like one of the only ones who's seen it all. And like where my stream is at now, I am comfortable because I think it is clean, it's calming, it gives the vibe I want, and it does what I want. But the ones before it, oh, I was shooting for the fences, guy.
Yeah.
I was swinging, um, and at the time, I didn't I didn't have any friends on PC. All of my
Oh
friends were on
shit.
PlayStation, so I
So
I had to stream PlayStation through my PC,
okay.
which is I can get into the nerd complicated how to do it if you want, because
No, I think I don't think
bro,
I'll ever be
it's
planning to do that, but
it's brain melting the backflips I had to do in order to stream PlayStation through the PC. It was rough. It was rough.
so it wasn't just like okay. Okay. Uh
If I feel like you want to know, but you don't want to ask.
I don't want to
So I've got I'm not going to give the full thing because it's
Yeah.
stupid. The dual monitors, one of them was connected straight to the I/O in the back, so directly into my
Okay.
computer. So it only gets computer signal, right?
Yeah.
The second monitor, it goes to the capture card. And
Okay.
well, no, it goes to an HDMI splitter. And the HDMI splitter, how that works, or it's called an HDMI switch.
Yeah.
All of the outputs, like you have a console and you plug it into your monitor, right?
Yeah.
Instead of that, you plug it into the switch.
To the Switch,
So
and then
this
it
one
splits
box,
it.
this one
Yeah.
box has my Nintendo Switch, my PS4, and my computer.
Mhm.
And the output of the Switch goes to my capture card, right?
Mhm.
So whenever I turn on the PlayStation, my left screen would stay computer, but my right screen would turn PlayStation.
Yeah.
And I would just stream capture card footage. So the computer was just feeding off of the visual file that the PlayStation was sending.
It it's really crazy like the hoops that we'll go through to make this shit work.
Hmm.
But I think one thing I've learned making my own overlays as scuffed as they are, own overlays, effects, et cetera, is that like the work is pretty much. I don't want to say the reward. It's part of the reward. Certainly, it's like a big part of the reward.
Hmm.
Just getting something done, and seeing it like work out, or maybe not work out, but seeing it like exist, just as
Yeah,
a creator. That's like fulfilling in its own right.
yeah.
Um,
As much as so, for those of you who don't watch Pang, you should. This is one of the overlays that you use. I made it, and I'm proud of it to an extent. I feel like as an artist, you always criticize your work,
yeah,
but I feel like I want to take, because I've learned a lot since then, and obviously you never stop learning, you know.
yeah, definitely.
Um, but I I want to do an overhaul and just like surprise you one day
Shit.
with like a massive, just awesome setup. And one thing that sucked was I had the overlay finished, ready to go. And this fool right here sends me a message. Hey, can I get it by these super specific, weird, old resolutions too? And I was like,
Yeah.
had to go in. Every single one of those was an extra like half hour because I was like, because the things didn't work. Because I was like,
Yeah.
this shape, it messed up that corner. And like, okay, I'll do it this way. Oh shit, it messed up that corner. Oh no.
I'm sorry that I play Super Smash Brothers Melee for the Nintendo GameCube.
No, it's fine.
My apologies.
I loved it. It was fun. I wouldn't take it back. It was fun to make.
Yeah. I don't doubt it.
Also, I've been meaning to talk to you, you bastard. Okay,
Okay.
because no one knows this because he doesn't fucking show it. But behind the chat box, there's a Shuckle back there, and you cover him up. I made
Yeah,
it,
I've been covering up. It's the big
bro. I was
it's the
like,
big
oh,
secret. It's the Easter egg.
Easter egg, turn off chat. Oh, Shuckle.
Yeah, one of these times, like someone will accidentally. Oh,
Mhm.
I feel like those speedrunners where like they just find bonkers shit where you're like, okay, how could you ever find that? Someone's
Yeah.
gonna like reverse engineer my stream and be like, oh yeah, there's a Shuckle right
Like,
behind that chat.
why is there a Shuckle behind chat? You didn't need to know that, bud.
Yeah, it was an Easter egg.
But bro,
Got
I
him.
made it like darker and just dark enough where if you throw up the transparent like overlay of chat. I was like,
Yeah.
it'll look very unique. And then I look at your stream and that
And
sucker
just
is
completely
blacked out.
covered.
I was like, son of a bitch. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if I didn't put the Shuckle there, it would have been the easiest overlay because there was so much I had to do to make
Oh,
the Shuckle
really?
look good. And I was like, yo,
Oh,
I'm gonna do
no,
this. I'm gonna
dude.
do this extra. And then you're just like,
Just put a black.
fuck.
Yeah, that was one of the. I didn't even think of that. I was just like, oh, I'll just put it black, I
Yeah,
suppose.
no, don't feel bad what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
it's hilarious and
It's just funny
great.
how that worked out.
It's great. Also, every time I watch your stream, something happens where I'm like, this is what I made the overlay for, like the super thick bear cop. That was not what I expected to see in the top that I made. I crafted that box, and
That was a
you threw-
repurposing. That box was supposed to be for song requests, so
And there is hentai
you can
in
blame
your
Twitch
box,
for that.
sir.
I just repurposed that for. You can put whatever GIF you want in there, and I think unfortunately some people, like some of the new people that come, don't know that, and I wonder if that's like my issue in kind of advertising it. But yeah, it's supposed to be there so that people can contribute. As I go back to the previous thing, I have a bunch of people that like contributing to stream, or just people in general. Like I acknowledge that like there are fans out there that would like to contribute to what's going on.
Yeah.
And a lot of my channel point rewards, which are like, oh, make the webcam slightly bigger, duplicate the webcam. There are just ways that the stream, the people watching the stream, chat rather, they can contribute. They can kind of make make the stream like part of their own creativity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad to see that some people use it to like great memes, to very great cringy memes,
It's very good.
to apparently to a lot of people's dismay. But at least
Like,
it's fun.
There's so many
It's only
times
good
I'll
fun.
join and I'm like, where's Pang? And I'll look and I'm like, Tiny Pang. And he's just super small in the corner. And I'm like, oh, Chad had fun today.
I don't know why people haven't done it, and I guess I've made it too expensive. But there's actually a reward to put a GIF behind my webcam, so this green screen can be populated with a GIF.
Yeah.
But people, I guess people don't know it, or maybe it's too expensive for them.
How
But
much is it?
it maybe is. I swear to God, I dropped it for a bit.
I say if it's
just
at
because-
1,000, that's a solid price. Solid.
No, my
I mean,
we
it's like
have a lot
5.
of abusers in our chat, so a lot of mine are very expensive. Oh, it's 2,000. So
Oh,
I
that's
guess
not
that's
bad. Even if you
not
have
too
abusers,
bad.
that's not awful.
Yeah, we got a lot of power farmers, I'd like to call them, in our chat.
One thing that I like to see with you is like, obviously changing the opacity a bit. It doesn't
Yeah.
like you don't actually care, but every
Yeah.
time you have to change your thing, you act like it's like physically hurting you, and you're like, "Oh God, no!" And I'm like,
And-
"Oh, he's getting into it, and they're enjoying it."
Yeah. Like I found that part of it is like making a change to the overlay. I don't really mind, but part of it it's like kind of like playing it up, almost like playing a clown.
Yeah,
And I feel like embellishing it is what makes it a little more entertaining.
yeah.
Even if it isn't completely genuine.
Like the so I have one that kind of fits that. I have a channel point command I made as a joke because people kept telling me in chat to shut up. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna torture chat. So it turned out to torture myself. But it's just a channel point that just says shut up cage. And I have a thing where on my face cam, whether it's in just chatting or in gameplay, in this corner there's a big 2-minute timer, and for those 2 minutes I can't say a single word.
Oh,
And-
so damn, so it's like literally a shut up cage.
yeah, whenever someone says shut up cage,
Oh,
I
shit.
hit a button on my stream deck, it starts the timer, and that's 2 minutes. I just sit there and play the game, which
Is there any penalty for not paying attention to it, or is it just like
no, it's just
honor
a
system?
channel point. It's
I
honor
see.
system.
I see.
It happens, and I'll play it up, and I'm like, son of a, and then I'll just like look like I'm mad, like I had something I wanted to say, and I'm going to talk to you. But I know good and well funny things are about to happen because Luke, he'll abuse text to speech and try to make me laugh.
Yeah.
Like he has one he found that makes me laugh every time is my sprinkler goes
That's a
and,
that's a classic.
yeah, and then the sucker goes and then it goes and I start to lose it. Or if I'm in a Discord call with somebody and someone does and they do shut up cage, that's 2 solid minutes of free advertising for them.
Yeah.
And so Sawyer, who I play with quite a lot, he's like, I didn't think about that. He goes into my chat, tells me to shut up, and just starts shouting himself out and says, "Stop watching Cage. Come watch
Go
me.
watch me.
I'm
Yeah.
way better. This guy sucks."
I think
But
the best part about that is that like that in and of itself is content. Like it's not like he's not actually trying to like steal your viewers. It's just
yeah,
like that sort of play is
yeah,
what's
it's just a
really
meme,
fun.
and I
Yeah.
don't mind taking 2 minutes to focus on the game. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
really care. But you gotta act like it actually affects you because chat
Mhm.
is sadistic and they want to see you cry.
Boy, do I know that.
I
Do
feel
I know
like,
that?
bro,
I think
I feel like I bring this up a few times. My chat's weirdly wholesome, like very
yeah.
very
Yeah.
wholesome. Obviously, so I've added something on stream. You know that meme of the stuffed chicken with a knife?
I don't think I remember that. No.
I would definitely be sending you that, but
Okay.
it's a stuffed chicken with a knife, and everyone made memes about it, like "It bedtime, I cut you," or some dumb just like cutesy meme.
Yeah. Yeah.
But whenever chat gets mad, that's all I see is like a cute, wholesome chicken that has a knife. You're like, oh, chat's so sweet, but they'll actually cut you. So be
Yeah.
careful.
They've got claws.
Dude, it's nuts because like someone will come into my chat, and I use this example a lot. But like, okay, I had a
Mhm.
troll the other day just come in and be a normal Twitch troll. I know how to
Yeah.
handle them. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my chat berated him, and I'm talking just eviscerated him in the comments and in chat, and it was nuts. Um,
What I would give to have a chat like yours. My chat. If someone comes in and is like, "Yo, this guy is mad." For example, I know I have a perfect face, but if
oh
someone's
yeah.
like, "Oh, this guy is mad ugly," they'd be like, "Yeah, Pang, you fucking fugly as fuck." Like everyone will like pile in and be like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, dude, have you ever watched Phoenix's streams?
I've seen them. I feel like they're at kind of like obscure hours. They're like
Oh yeah,
super late.
they're very much just whenever she can and whenever she wants to.
Hmm.
Obviously now she's considering taking a break and doing it whenever she wants to a little more, like working on
Yeah.
her mental health and working on all that. I
Yeah.
respect it, but her chat is evil. They hate her so much, and they like. Obviously, they love her, but they will say
Yeah.
horrific things to Phoenix, and some new guy will jump in and try making the same type of jokes, and
And they would like,
they'll destroy them and say, "No,
yeah.
you don't call her ugly. I call her ugly. Now you listen here, Bucko," and they'll just fight them, kick them out, and then Phoenix is like, "Oh, thanks for sticking up for me, guys," and someone says, "Shut up, broad," and she's like, "Okay, there we go," and it's like,
Yeah,
like
I think
those same
uh,
people will come into my chat. The same people who called her ugly and awful and sucks, they'll come into my chat and be super sweet. It's,
it's because they know it's all part of the content. It's
mhm.
yeah. Um, I was like for like my first parts of streaming when I go into people's chats.
Mhm.
I since you know what it's like to be on the other side of that. You just if there's like no one talking or something, I try to I try to help them make content.
Yeah, try to
And
talk to them, give them
it
make a
kind of made me
conversation.
realize that there's also a comparison between we think about like good streamers, bad streamers, but
Mhm.
there's also a comparison made between like good chatters and bad chatters that can help. Well, maybe not bad chatters. I don't think unless you're like actively trolling or something, it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
be a bad chatter. But like there are people that like in the chat that can actually actively help create content for you.
Hmm.
Either whether it be some witty comments or something, or like some observations, or even if it's just like a question about the game that you're playing.
Yeah.
um all of that just kind of helps keep the keep the conversation rolling. And fuck I okay, first I finished my thought. Keep the conversation rolling and just make a good stream.
Mm.
Make good content, make something that people like a new person would like to watch. All right, back to the previous thing. I one of the reasons why I started streaming was that I wanted to learn how to talk good because I don't, as you could hear, like I stutter a lot. I trip over my words. I find a lot of times I misspeak, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, if I go into a social setting where that sort of thing is not only harmful, but it's like it can be like like game endingly canceled, harmful,
Hmm.
and I still not only has it not gotten better, like I've just now created another avenue where people can see it more. um
You were trying to just go head first. Little did you know that backfired horrifically.
yes, yes. I tried to do like the immersion, like French
Mhm.
immersion, but now I'm just making a fool out of myself regularly on stream. Um
I know
but
how
I
that
I guess
feels.
people have stayed, so
Hmm.
it works, I
Yep.
guess.
With chatting as a streamer, you can definitely tell when someone comes in your chat if they stream or not,
Yeah.
because it's very
Yep.
different than a normal chatter. Because as soon as a normal chatter is done with the conversation, says, "Oh, this is boring," they dip.
Yep.
If there's a chatter who's like trying to pull conversation out of you, you know that they're trying to get content. They're trying to help you out without helping you out.
Mhm.
Because I will join people's streams and there'll be no one there, but they're talking as if there are, and I'll start to feel bad, but I'm like, let's give them someone to talk to, and then I'll just for like 20 minutes I'll do nothing but have a conversation with them, make them laugh, do funny stuff in the
Yeah, yeah.
comments, like, and
Yeah.
I keep saying comments in the chat, but there was one guy, I I was in a stream and we all rated this guy that I hadn't met before. His name was like, I want to say it's Merc Nonstop, Merc Don't Stop, something like that.
Okay.
MERK something stop. I'll put his link in the description for YouTube because I like the guy. He plays
Yeah.
2K. He's really good. Um, but he's a two viewer Andy, unfortunately. Um, I think he deserves more, especially for how much work he puts into that game, because he'll play for like 6, 7, 8 hours, no
Yeah.
questions asked. Um, but I go into his stream one day because I was like, nobody else is live. Let's check out this guy, see how he's doing. And his mic was messing up. Like it was bad. It was crunchy. It was robotic. It
Oh, I
was,
see.
and I was like, oh, I know how that
And did no one tell
feels.
him?
No one told him,
Oh
dude.
no.
Like every
Oh
streamer knows how
no.
that feels. The worst thing is something's wrong and you don't know it. And
Dude, yeah. You know how we have a channel point reward to make an announcement?
mhm.
Um what the announcement does is that I have like a short GIF, well, a short MP4 at the beginning with like a judge's gavel, the Phoenix Wright gavel, and just
Yeah,
the
Phoenix,
sound.
right?
And one person comes in just yesterday and was like, dude, that sound keeps scaring me because it only works on the left side. And I was like, what? It's
Oh
only on the
no,
left
you
side
didn't
of
have
your.
it mono. Oh no.
And I was like, what? And
Oh
I was like,
no.
guys, is this only on the left side? And he's like, yeah, yeah, it's been like that forever. I'm like, what? How did I not know that?
Dude,
Nobody told me.
that's the worst audio problem ever is when it only comes out of left ear. And dude, I got rated by like 30 people one day. I was hyped. I was super excited. And then everyone in chat started roasting me because all of my mic was coming in left ear. And I was
Oh
like,
no.
no.
Oh
It turns
no.
out you just hit forces mono and you'll be fine. Because it goes out both ears the same. But it was like, dude, the worst thing is having issues, especially audio issues, and no one
Yeah,
telling you. Um,
it's the worst.
when I went into his stream and I heard the just crunchy mic. That's the only way I can describe it. It was,
Yeah.
oh, you could cut it. It was like chunky peanut butter. It was bad.
It's like even
Um,
worse than the funny mic.
oh, dude, funny mic would have been better. But I was just like, hey man, you might want to fix your mic. And he was like, what do you mean? He pulls up his stream on his phone. He's like, oh god. He starts fixing it, and then boom, his mic sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And he was just like, he was super like happy, and he just said,
Yeah.
and me, I just as a streamer, I just see it as like, hey man, looking out. But he was like, dude, you know how many people would have just came in,
And then
listened to
left.
that garbage audio, and then just left and not said a word. And I was like, yeah, it happens sometimes. I know how it feels. And he's like, no, dude, like that means a lot, dude. Thank you so much. And he was like super appreciative, and I was just like, there's hundreds, if not thousands of people with that same type of problem, that if somebody just walked in and said, hey man, do this, you'll be better,
Yeah.
things will be so much better for them.
Yeah. That I guess that's I mean that's actually one of the reasons why at least what I used to do, I used to do, like I don't do this anymore. I've completely committed to being a scuff streamer. What I used to do is that OBS, or at the very least Streamlabs OBS, has an option to record basically what your stream would look like and sound like
Hmm.
for however long. And I would just do that for like a minute, and I
Yeah.
would just say random shit, play the game. If it was fine, then I would just,
Yeah.
um, go ahead with it. But that's one of those tips that like you learn as a streamer. You learn that's like fucking like r/Twitch
Hmm.
advice that you would
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
And
Top 10 Twitch tricks you didn't know.
yeah,
Like,
exactly, that you
mhm.
would get. And I guess it's part of the learning process.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yes. Speaking of two viewer Andy, I actually distinctly remember. I distinctly remember being like a, a zero viewer Andy, like for probably the first couple months that I streamed,
Hmm.
and I don't have a recording of it because I didn't think to get one. But what I do know, from what I've remember from watching one of the VODs, um, is that my talking spot style from back then to now has changed very, very, very drastically.
Yep.
Uh, like before, like when I spoke, I was like very, very deliberate. I spoke because no one's listening, and no, you don't have a person like actively listening to, so that you would,
Yeah.
so that you would have to like respond within time before they leave.
Hmm.
I would speak very deliberately about the game, like very interesting facts I can come up with in my head, and now it's just like whatever comes into my head, and a lot of the times I say the wrong thing, and then chat will be like just immediately jump on it, and
Hmm.
I have to get all flustered and be like, no, 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 that's not what I meant. Uh,
Play it off.
yeah, but it's very interesting, the different dynamics of the two. And first, I it's not even like I miss the old days of being a zero viewer Andy, but yeah, it's just things have changed, I guess. I don't even know. There wasn't even a point to be made out of that. I feel like I have a lot of those on stream. I just go off on a point, and there's not even any point to it. It's just
You
like an
just had a thought.
observation.
Yeah. You
Um,
just wanted to mention it.
yeah, I just wanted to point it out,
And I definitely feel you on being a zero viewer Andy. It was rough.
Yeah.
I saw a meme the other day. It was a stick man and he was streaming and it just said, all right guys, we're going down mid, and then said 3 hours later, all right guys, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you tomorrow. And then it cuts to zero viewers and then he's crying. And
Oh
it's like,
no,
bro,
dude.
I remember doing so many outros
Oh,
because I've always turned the view count off
yeah,
because I think every streamer knows like if you have the view count on, you're always looking at it. And
100%.
as soon as you see it go up, you're hyped and you're excited. But as
Yeah.
soon as you see it go down, so does your mood.
You know
So
that
mhm.
was actually a technique that, well, not a technique. I don't want to call it technique because it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that I do this, but I turn off my viewers,
Mhm.
turn off my viewer count, and I think my deadline for stream, like it- I think you mentioned this before. I don't know if you mentioned it before or after we started, but I'm pretty consistent with my stream schedule. I like
Yeah.
make sure that I start at 7:30 or 2 o'clock if it's on a Sunday,
Mhm.
and my hard deadline is I want to stream for at least 3 hours. That is like that's like a hard thing for me. I
Mhm.
don't know why. I don't know. It's kind of arbitrary when you think of it, but I do it. And after those 3 hours, what I do is the viewers, it's hidden, but
Mhm.
if you hover, I don't know if I'm gonna be like ruining the magic or something, but if you hover your mouse over the viewers, it will tell you.
Mhm.
It will like,
Yeah.
the hover text, it will tell you how many viewers you have. I would check. I'll check that and be like, make my decision from there. If there's like a lot of people, I'll stream for like 5 hours, and I'll probably keep doing what I do.
Mhm.
If not, there's like two junctions. One, end stream early, and two is just I do something that I know no one would watch. Like usually, actually, it was supposed to be Smash Bros. Like Melee was, I for the longest time when I played Melee, people would leave, but
Mhm.
for some reason, and I still can't put my finger on it, but like now when I play it, like people would come.
I
So
feel like
Twitch
it's
is just kind of
because
weird.
you're just weirdly good at Smash Bros.
I'm
Like, bro, I know obviously there's like, grandmaster Smash players who are
yeah,
insane, but like if you take I consider myself the average Smash player. Like I know a few tricks here and there. I might
yeah,
main
yeah.
Kirby, Falco, and no, I main Captain Falcon, Kirby, and
Hmm.
Link. Not Toon Link. Fuck that guy.
Just normal.
Normal Link.
Yeah.
Those are my three that I'm decent with. So like I know a few tricks here and there, but I'm not great. I played you and I got completely destroyed. And like now I will say, granted, the controls were off because
Yeah, you
the
were
up
using a different.
dude the up B it was
Yeah.
wrong. The way it was mapped was up A, and I was like, that's not
That's
correct
so weird.
because if you don't in
It's
in
your name,
Smash
right? You changed the name.
in Smash 8, the preloaded button layout, it's off if you look at it. There's a button that's wrong. So I
Yeah.
go in, I make a custom one and I swap to the
Oh,
correct,
I see.
and I'm
Okay.
like, but if I don't do that and I'm rocking the default controller settings, I'm like, oh no. And so I'm like, I was gonna
Oh
surprise Pang. I was gonna show him I'm good, and now I'm looking
no.
like trash.
Were you using the Procon, the Joy Cons, the little?
Yeah, I was using the
Oh,
Joy
okay, that makes
Cons
sense. Yeah,
because my Pro controller was down. I had to get a new one.
yeah.
I was
I guess that makes
upset,
sense. Yeah.
dude. I was going to eat dinner with at my time girlfriend. I was going
Yeah.
to eat, and I said, "Yo, I'm gonna play Smash with Pang. Give me a minute." I left, and I was like, "No, I just left dinner so I could be destroyed
No.
on stream."
I think you mentioned that. That was tragic.
Oh,
Wait,
I was
did you call it
upset.
Smash 8?
It was Smash Ultimate.
Yeah, oh, okay, I see. I was
Look, listen here. Getting into the semantics of it all. Okay, I'm not a Smash player.
I'm just gonna assume that you meant Mario Kart 8. It was a little
Yeah,
mixing. Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
the
Easy,
Switch.
easy.
You get it. You get it.
Yeah, yeah. I got it. I got you. I
I'm not
got
a
you.
pro gamer.
This is
Also,
just streamer brain. Yep.
you're different. I don't think you can agree with this.
Okay.
Personally, off stream, no Discord call, no streaming, no audience. I'm good at video games. As
Okay.
soon as I have an audience, I shit the bed. I'm awful, and I just play into it. And I just openly say, "Dude, I'm not good at this game. I suck," and everyone just
Yeah,
laughs
yeah.
at me. But like inside, I'm like baby raging because I know for a fact I would have killed that guy if
I
nobody was
know that
watching.
feel. 100%. I call it. I mentioned streamer brain. That's
Hmm.
100% the streamer brain. If you have
Yeah.
people watching, you just fuck it up.
Plus, there's so
Um.
much more to streaming than people think. It's not just playing video
Yep.
games. You have to worry about chat. You have to worry about your
Yep.
setup, make sure your stuff's working. And I despise Fortnite. I don't find it to be a fun game. I get people like it. Do your thing, baby.
Yeah.
But
It
not
is
for
what
me.
it is. Sure.
I played it with my little brother and my ex, and I didn't build it all. I refused to learn. I just
Okay.
played it as if it was a third person COD
Yeah.
and
Sure.
or old school Tom Clancy games, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Just like shoot them up.
I got like 11 to 14 kills every game, and apparently that's good. Not great, but that's good. And I was
Yeah.
like, I came from
Sure.
COD, where if you had 11 kills, you got laughed at. And like Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, it you get 11 kills, you're mid of the leaderboard at best.
Although
And dude,
in Fort from what I know of Fortnite,
mhm,
what I know of Fortnite is that if you only get one life in
mhm,
Fortnite, right?
yeah.
But you get multiple lives in COD, right?
Yeah, you get respawns.
So I think in terms of when you get like 11 kills, it's like a KDA. Like you get
Yeah,
11 kills versus your
so
11 deaths, right?
technically I had an 11-0 KD for every game of Fortnite, but in a COD game I probably would have like a 1, maybe a 2
I
KD
see.
at best.
Hmm.
Where it's almost like trading. If you're good, you have like great games where you're hitting 30-0, like
Yeah.
amazing games. But I think everybody pretty much has those games where it's essentially a trade-off where you have somewhere between like zero point 0.5 to 1.5 average KD.
Yep.
So for every kill you get killed essentially. But I played Fortnite with them off stream, and apparently I was good to them, and they were surprised I'd be decent. And I was like, I
Really?
just treated it like third person COD. I decided I took it off, but I had a channel point for 500,000 points. I would play Fortnite.
Oh shit.
Little did I know that Luke has been saving, and he made me play Fortnite.
500. Wait.
It was either
500,000?
50,000 or 500,000.
Oh, okay.
I don't, probably 50,000 now that I think about it. But
Okay.
I'll tell you right now, I didn't think he'd do it, and he did. And so that weekend, I had to play. I had to play Fortnite, and not only was it Fortnite, it was with my ex, my brother, and my ex's nephew and niece. So people who played Fortnite a ton then, you know.
Yeah.
So off stream, I was 11 kills.
Yeah.
13
You were
kills
fragging out.
in the game. Like when I was streaming it,
Yeah.
I was dying every fucking game. I
That
get
is
one
the
kill maybe
streamer brain. Yeah.
down, and they're like, I got so they kept. My girlfriend called me, and you could hear she put it on speakerphone, and her sister and brother-in-law, they said, "Bro, you suck at this game."
No. Just getting roasted. Oh no.
I was like, "Listen here, buddy. Okay,
Yeah.
you go ahead and talk to 5 people in chat. Try to make sure your audio is straight and get these kills. What are you talking about?"
It's one of those things you will not be able to get it across, especially well, maybe to your chat since they're wholesome. I will not be able to get across to my chat unless they're actually in that position.
I feel like your chat would they get it, but they also don't want to give you the satisfaction.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they say,
They
"No,
don't
you
wanna
just
show it.
suck. No, you just suck."
They don't want to show it. They
It's the same-
100%.
bro.
are
That's the same as being
that type of people. Yeah.
being an older brother, having your little brother and being proud of him, and you're like, "Dude, I'm so proud of him." Like, you gonna tell him? I said, "Hell no, that little
No.
bastard can live in it." If he
100%.
asks, like I'll sit there and I told my mom one time, I'm like, "Dude, I'm actually like kind of happy my little brother's doing this and this." She's like, "You should tell him." I said, "There's no way I'm doing that." She said, "Why?" I said,
Yeah.
"He's my brother. That's dumb." And he came up to me asking if I was proud, and I said, "No, you suck. Shut up." And then I turned. I was like, "You can't show emotion. That's dumb.
Yeah, that's weakness, really.
Weakness." But no,
Yeah.
no, I feel like they get it, but they also would like to see you suffer.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think a couple of times, a couple of times back then, they had to be like, yeah, we're kidding. We actually know how fucked it is. But yeah, some video games, man, they're
Oof.
like, especially with Smash Bros. Because when you say like I'm already at them, personally, when I look at like my own gameplay, I'm like, man, I kind of suck. Man, I kind of suck. It's because you know, as you get better, it's one of those syndromes where as you get better, you know how much you are missing.
You can actually critique yourself like accurately,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh,
So-
that was awful. I definitely should not have done that."
Yes, 100%. So I feel like when you're like, oh yeah, you're a pro at this, I'm like, no, there's no way.
In comparison, you're like God tier compared to me, though. So you'd have me confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I don't I don't like part of like I don't like being like, oh, I suck, because like I know that if I say I suck and if someone has faced me and they get like murked, then me saying I suck is like they saying that you suck compared to a person who sucks, which is probably the worst feeling. So I try to avoid that. But sometimes you got to call a spade, I suppose.
Yeah. Sorry, meat a chicken tendy. My bad, I'm a horrible host.
It's fine.
So all I could think about was just how your chat would maybe understand, but they still would get at you. My chat is like Luke is the only person who's really like not sadistic, but he knows how to push my buttons because the normal troll doesn't get to me. That doesn't affect me. What gets me, and he knows it, is telling me that my audio's off. So he'll just say
Just baiting.
muted, and I'll actually get upset because I'm like, dude, am I fucking muted again? And he's like, no, I'm kidding. And then he'll just say, whoa, your mic's so loud, and I'm like, wait, what happened? And then I'll switch some stuff, and I'll actually make my
Be like,
mic loud. And he
That's
knows he does it.
they get close to you so they know how to take you down.
It's like
That's
the
the
normal stuff doesn't get me. I know how to combat that, but as soon as he's like, "Hey, stream difficulties," I'm like, "Oh no." And I feel like now that I've said it, people are just nonstop gonna do it now, but
oh no.
it'll be fine. I don't
Yeah,
care.
you better hide this one.
It'll be a meme. It'll be a meme.
Bleep it out.
I'll bleep it out. It'll just
Yeah.
be a 2-minute beep.
Yeah. Just keep like all the irrelevant words. Just say like Luke and then say like
Luke,
I don't know.
and then the
Down. Yeah.
down. Oh, dude. Do you have another thing on your list you might want to bring up?
Yeah, I've got a lot.
I do. I don't want to use your list as a crutch, but I do want to make sure that we actually hit the points that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, no, it's completely. I've got too many to go over. One of these things is one thing I noticed, and I'll always keep going back to this. Like I think I've mentioned this at least 5 times on stream. Is that the different types of people that you will encounter as a streamer and who you'll form relationships with either as friends or acquaintances is like insane. Like one of the people that I'm in contact with is the top. Well, it's a little debatable in some categories, but as a whole, is the top Super Smash Brothers Melee speedrunner in the world. And he's like top. He also plays. He's like top 100, I suppose, if he plays in tournament, like if he actually practiced.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of those connections I made through Twitch because I'm like I'm like a viewer, and I was like, oh yeah, I went to his Discord and I just mentioned I streamed, and he came to my stream, and now we just like normally talk, just like a normal conversation thing.
Yeah.
I know that you said that most of you came across like most of your like online, well maybe not most of your online friends, but probably a bunch of people through Twitch like Frag, Corndog, Mac.
Pretty much most of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really insane. Just
like
maybe it's just the internet in general, but
yep. And it's I did bring it up with Frag about how we met, and then I don't think I mentioned how well me and Praise we met through TTV. Sawyer, I actually met him through Twitter.
Oh shit.
There's a streamer that we both mutually knew, and we both followed her on Twitter, and he just followed me because it was mutual. And our first interactions were on Twitter, where he'd say something and I'd reply something super sus and something just out of left field, just funny, and then he'd respond back and just reciprocate the funny, and we would just have jokes. And then like a month or two later, I just happened to come across a stream, and I was just like, you're that dude from Twitter. And he was like, you're that dude from Twitter. And now we're like out of everyone online, I consider Sawyer to be probably my best friend on Twitch, because it's like off stream, on stream, one of the most wholesome, genuine people I've ever met. But then again, we also like friends do, we completely roast each other and say just horrific things about each other.
That's so cool. That it just like transferred over from Twitter. That's insane.
The weird connections. And me and you, we actually met, if you remember, on opening day of Coomcraft.
Yes, of Coomcraft.
You were live, I wasn't, and I knew everybody else was like larger, and I was like, Pang, that looks like a cool guy. And I jumped in, and I was just like, hey Pang, and you were like, hey, and it was the most awkward first conversation. And
the major thing I remember about Coomcraft was you dying. And I think someone taking your stuff.
That's okay. That was me and you had obviously had like we knew each other existed at the beginning. Of Coomcraft.
Yeah. It was just like
If you guys watched Coomcraft, or probably didn't, who knows? But Coomcraft was a small SMP server that Frag made for a bunch of small streamers, including myself and Pang at the time, and that's how a lot of us met. And we had an end event where we got everyone together, and it was so hyped, and we went to the end. I gave like a ton of blows to the Ender Dragon. I was hyped. I didn't kill it, but like I was participating. It was sick. and then I died. And somebody rolled up, yoinked all of my things, switched his armor out for my armor, and left. And Pang caught it all, clipped it, sent it to me. I sent it to Frag, and I was like, "Bro, kick him! I need justice." And he
To
was
the
like,
gallows.
he was like, well, "We're not kicking him, but we can have a court." And I was like, "That's fine." We never got it settled. He still had my things. You still have my pants to this day, by the way.
Yeah, I still have your pants.
I had
to this
full
day.
diamond armor because I was like mine god. Like I had a massive strip mine, and that dude had nothing but iron. And he runs over my things accidentally, picks up my things.
Yeah. Sure.
I think he actually accidentally did pick up my things. Looked at it and was like, "I'm gonna yoink it," and then he just took all of my diamond armor except the pants.
Yeah, because the pants fell on me. I remember that.
And I remember you had messaged me and said, "Hey, this guy took your things," and I was like, "Okay." And then I looked at it and I said, "Thanks." And I think your thing, word for word, was, "Also, I have your pants," and I said, "No, you can keep them."
Okay, so a little bit of a confession to make. This is a hot topic.
You yoinked my pants on purpose.
I took your pants and I was about to toss it out. I was like, you see if you look in the video, you actually see my mouse hover over it to about to throw it out.
Yeah.
And then instead I put it on my purse.
Yeah, and then you didn't. I completely watched it happen. I watched the VOD and I was just like, I saw that. But I was just like, no, you can keep it. Because I liked you. I didn't like that other guy. The first interaction I had with that guy, he took my things.
Yeah, that's the only way you know him. Of course you're not going to like him. On Cume, I feel like a lot of the Cume group, like the people I'm gonna mention before, Corn, Mac, etc.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of them kind of use that as like not a blowing up point, but that's kind of like their starting point.
Yeah,
and
it
was a benefit to them.
But
ironically, this is actually one of the reasons why, pretty much the reason why I left Cume, is that none of my viewers liked Minecraft. Like it came to the point where it was I think it was the lowest viewer. At that point I was 5-7 viewer Andy, and I was a 2 viewer Andy. One point, some guy comes in and he's like, "Oh, Minecraft again." And I'm like, okay, there needs to be a change. Okay, there needs to be a change. Which I honestly I do get it. Some people don't like watching certain games.
Yeah.
And if I had the mentality now as I had back then, I'd be like, yeah, fuck you, Minecraft again. You'll suck my dick. Well, maybe not that, but I'd be like, yeah, Minecraft again. I just felt like playing it. But back then I was just like, okay, yeah, I need to change games.
But there were so many times when I'm gonna out you, bud. Love you though. Stale breadsticks. He's pretty regular in my chat. Love Stale. He's a cool dude. But at the beginning, anytime I'd play a game he didn't like, he made it very known that he didn't like watching that game. And he'd be like, "Bro, I hate Hearthstone. Play marbles." I'm like, "I don't want to play marbles. I want to play Hearthstone. This is I enjoy playing this game." And he said, "No, this sucks. You suck. I want to play marbles. Play marbles." And then he would just spam play Marlies. And I was like, "Bro,
no, dude."
He's better now. He doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But there definitely is a give and take when it comes to playing a game you enjoy and playing a game that chat will enjoy, because you want to find that sweet spot where you're having fun and they're having fun. Like I mentioned, Hearthstone, I enjoy playing the game. I'm bad at it, but I enjoy it. But it gets no views when I play it.
Yeah, if no one's watching, then it's like...
Yeah, what's the point? Stream Racer. I think you've been in a few Stream Racer streams of mine. Maybe.
Yes, I actually have. I think I rated during one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So Stream Racer, it's marbles, but race cars, and it's so much better than marbles. I'll never go back to marbles after finding Stream Racer. But I play Stream Racer different than the other guys in the category, because they treat it like marbles, where they just watch and go, that's funny. I get way too into it, and I like NASCAR commentate what's happening, and it's high energy for 2 to 3 hours nonstop, and it's so much fun. But after 2 to 3 hours, you get burnt out. And you don't want to do it anymore. But Stream Racer gets tons of views. But I found my sweet spot, unfortunately, is Minecraft, where I have some fun and chat enjoys it. So it's
Mhm.
kind of a happy medium. I did play the Black Ops 2 campaign the other day. Because
Yeah, I think I caught a little bit of that, or at the very least, I was watching the VOD. I
mhm.
know.
Like
Yeah.
I was not having a good day, and then when I tried loading up, um, I had a VPN on, and it completely destroyed my OBS because OBS has the server it uses. If you put on the VPN while it's connected, it'll throw off and be like, "Oh, that's wrong," and then it'll drop my bit rate. Frames are awful. It just
Mm.
turns off. So I had to completely restart stream, turn the VPN off, start stream again. So I was already starting on a bad foot, and then I was like, I'm upset. I'm playing the Black Ops 2 campaign because I was already playing it off stream, and I was like, that's the one thing that's making me happy right now. I'm gonna play it. Frick you guys.
Yeah.
I turned it on. I got rated twice, and I held an average of 15 viewers. I at one point I had 30 something. I was the top of the Black Ops 2 category.
That's
It was nuts.
yeah. When someone says like, "Oh yeah, you're top of X category," I'm like, "There's no fucking." I'm like,
Bro.
"Oh, that means no one's streaming or like it's empty." But a lot
But
of times
like,
it's like,
yeah, there's people
"What?
there. I
Holy
put it,
shit!"
dude. I put on Twitter the next day and said, "Stream was pretty cool. I got the top of the Black Ops 2 category, second a few times, so that part doesn't matter." I got
Yeah.
somebody who put in the who commented and just said, "Oh, so you're the fucker who took my viewers,"
Oh shit! Really?
and I just dropped I said, "I can explain," and it was a GIF with the dude just being like, "I can explain, bud." And this but it was so much fun because like I love Black Ops 2 and I wanted to play the campaign again for nostalgia's sake, and not only was I truly enjoying it, but chat loved it.
Yeah.
Frag and Corn were there and they were like super hyped and they were like, don't get the bad ending, don't get the bad ending. I was like, there's multiple endings. And I'm like, yeah, how do you not know that? And I said, I just always got the same ending because I'm just good at this game. And there's just it was a ton of fun. And then when stuff would happen, Frag being Frag, he would type out what was about to be said before it was said. So
Oh shit! Yeah.
so
He
when you
mentioned that
hear it, it
in
pops
the
up in
last
chat.
podcast. Oh my
He
god.
does it every time.
That must be such a trip.
It's
Holy
so much
fuck.
fun. It's so much fun because you're like you hear the guy say it, you look in chat, and Frag's saying it word for word in time. You're like, how are you doing this? And I think I talked to him and he just said, dude, I just know it by heart. I just do it.
That must be
Bro.
some sort of talent.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
a lot of the dialogue in games, like I don't even listen to. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like if you watch me play a one-player game on stream, like I don't listen to dialogue. I try to skip it when I can,
Yeah.
or I just spend my time listening to chat. Like I couldn't imagine remembering it word for word and then reciting it on
There's
stream.
no way. Um, Also, one thing I've been doing when it comes to streaming and being online is I so you know how a lot of people like what Frag did where he blew up and built his Twitch solely
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
is trying to build the rest of them by pulling them down to the other platforms. Like his Twitter is not on par with his Twitch numbers because he's got like
okay,
thousands of Twitch followers, but only like 100 maybe Twitter followers.
okay,
So like he focused on one, built it super big, and the rest of them he's just now getting two, and they're smaller. So he's trying to build them up,
hmm
which is good because he has one massive platform. But the way I'm trying to do things, I've been trying to is I'm trying to keep everything about the same level and building all of it up at the same time.
yeah,
So like I think on Instagram I'm at like 190 something. On Twitter I'm at I want to say 190 something. Twitch I'm at like close to 300. Like everything I'm trying to keep somewhat the same so it all rises together, if that makes sense. But it
I'm not
also
sure how efficient that would be,
it
but
it feels slow, but it's a consistent, across
hmm
the board they're all about the same size. So it instead of having like a massive YouTube and a massive Twitch, and then your Instagram and Twitter game is lacking. I try to keep it all as consistent as possible across the platforms, which I don't know how it's going to turn out, but that's the path I'm going, and it's working so far. So, like one thing I do is I'll take, typically somebody will clip it, but a lot of the times I'll stream, I'll remember something funny happened, and then the next day I'll go to the VOD, I'll skip through and I'll find the funny part, I'll clip it myself. If you find a clip on Twitch that you want to use and download as an MP4, clipper.xyz, CLIPR.xyz. You put the link to the clip and it drops.
And it'll just give you the.
Yeah, it drops the link and it just says get download and it downloads as an MP4.
Oh, that's really.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I would be downloading other people's clips.
I do it for Phoenix's because I run one of her fan accounts.
Oh, I see.
But mine, like, or any clip that you want to use, you can just throw it up there, and now you have an MP4 that you can use for other content. Maybe a video where you're mentioning a clip, then you have the MP4 right there. But I use it to get my clips downloaded onto my phone so I can put it on Instagram and Twitter and get views that way. Like in the Black Ops one, in the Black Ops campaign stream, there was a... I don't pay attention too much to the story because I played it so much when I was a kid. But there's a part where the main character is a kid, like it's a flashback, and he just watched his dad get murdered. And he goes over and he's just like, Dad, and starts pushing on him. And all I do is, Simba, is that you? And
no.
Yo, chat was mad. They were upset, but I thought it was the funniest thing.
Oh no.
I got
That's one of those times where you troll the chat.
Yeah, because Frag was like, dude, I cried when I watched this. And I'm just like, Simba, his dad died too. It's so awful when you say it like that, but it's so funny. Oh, dude.
Yeah, sometimes pushing chat's buttons is pretty fun too.
Oh,
yeah.
If they get to make fun of us, I get to make fun of them.
Exactly.
Simple.
An eye for an eye, really.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on using other social medias? Because I see you on Twitter sometimes. You put some funny tweets at times.
I do use Twitter, and there was actually, I tried to take the same approach with Twitter as I did on Twitch, where I mean, it's not one-to-one. Obviously, I'm not streaming on Twitter or anything, but I tried to be like, okay, one tweet a day. Just has to be whatever, just one tweet a day.
Yeah.
And at some point, I think it was just that, like, I realized I was just doing it to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like if I put something on Twitter now, I want it to be something
crafted
that I find at least, like,
hit.
Like, not necessarily that it's going to be hit, but there's certainly, like, a bar of quality that I want to reach. And I don't want to just, like, toss something out.
I clearly don't have that.
You know, actually, at one point I became so, well, not obsessed with it, but when I was like, okay, there's some bar quality I want to hit, I actually went back and deleted all of my tweets that were simply like, oh, I'm going live, check it out.
Bro,
I went back and deleted all of that.
That's one thing that will kill a Twitter.
Yeah.
Is the, hey, I'm going live, because no one cares. This isn't your personal, like, this is meant to interact with your audience. And I think that's something streamers need to learn, is that each platform is meant for a different thing. So Twitter's meant to engage and just get the funny, get the meme, get it out there. If you have a problem or thoughts on a situation, put it on there too. But it's not meant to be like, hey guys, I'm going live. That's for your Discord live notifications. That's for that.
I have seen some people okay, of course it's not like they do it all the time, but if it's like a big stream, they'll put out a tweet and it's not simply just, hey, I'm going live.
They'll like announce it.
A different thing. It's like, hey, XYZ is going, and then if you want to check out something, and then they'll put like a GIF or a picture of something relevant to it.
Yeah.
And so in that case, it's like its own content.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, oh yeah, go check this out.
And that's different because there's so many people, and I had to do it too, but like at the beginning of Twitch in Streamlabs OBS especially, it's enabling because it
Yeah.
has the you know what I mean, where it has the just
Yeah.
tweet as you go live. It's such a downfall because it's this copy paste of hey I'm live, hey I'm live, hey
That's a
I'm
tra-
live.
it was the biggest, that was the trap that I fell into. That's
Mhm.
why I had to go
Yep.
back and delete like 150
Mhm.
tweets.
And there was, dude, it's rough because yeah, at the time you think it's helping because you're like, oh, I'm announcing it, but little do you know it's
Yep.
backfiring because that's not correct. And
Yep.
like, if you're gonna announce your stream, announce it. Like, don't make a hey I'm live. Make like a record yourself saying, hey guys, I'm going live. We're doing this, this, and this. If you're not there, you're a loser, and then just leave.
Yeah.
And funny meme, haha, move on. But
But
there's
yeah,
a
it should be content. Like if it should be in itself content.
yeah.
You shouldn't it shouldn't just be like a posting.
There's a streamer, or well, she's a streamer now, but a YouTuber by Jaden Animations. Do you know her? She
Jada,
works.
yes.
Yeah, she
She's
works a
from
lot with
YouTube.
she works a lot with the Odd Ones Out.
Okay.
Um, she does these. Some of my favorite videos of her are her. So she plays a Pokemon Nuzlocke, right? And she records the whole thing, plays a Pokemon Nuzlocke, the randomized Nuzlocke, and
Yeah.
then afterward she writes the script to what happened and animates the Pokemon doing things and
Oh
being
shit.
characters. It's super interesting. It's really cool to see like what happened and like her describe and make this story, and it's super investing. But like what actually happened is she's just playing Pokemon.
Yo,
Um,
okay, so being able to create like a narrative like that's really interesting because another Pokemon related thing, Twitch Plays Pokemon had also a narrative pretty much akin to that. Well, not akin to that, but like people have formed their own lore
yep.
about Twitch Plays Pokemon back, you know, back when they were playing Red instead of I guess
Hmm.
whatever they're playing now.
Yeah.
Um yeah, people were like, "Oh yeah, these are the dark times." And then we found Lord Helix, the Lord Helix fossil, and he showed us the way. And then, in our, I think at one point, chat like deleted their main character or something.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, at some point, the trainer lost his way and let his like go his original Pokemon or some shit.
Yeah.
A-
Dude,
And
it's so nice to see.
yeah,
But
it's really interesting, like just the stories you can
mhm.
create out of literally people just spamming random movements in a video game.
Yeah, the so on top of what Jaden does with her normal Pokemon thing, she decided I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone, and now she's streaming the gameplay. So
Okay.
the stuff that she's going to make for a YouTube video later on, she's streaming the actual
Yep.
Nuzlocke now. Um, I don't know if she's live, but I know she was live yesterday. She her Twitter notification, she like custom animated a very poorly like quickly drawn animation of her saying,
Yeah.
hey guys, going live with the Pokemon Nuzlocke. It's going to be a video, but it's live if you want to watch it. And like she full on animated a thing for her go live notification. And then
Oh
there's
shit.
guys just like, hey, I'm live playing this. Hey, I'm live playing this. Hey, I'm like, it's so
Yep.
droning and done.
You know, her streaming that actually being able to mix content creation and then using that same content
Mhm.
creation content to make content. I hope that made sense.
Yeah, like Swagger
Um
Souls does.
uh that reminds me of there's another I guess YouTuber turned streamer. Do you know Your Movie Sucks?
Yes.
Yes, he now streams himself doing editing in which people will watch him edit a video so that he can use that editing to make a video,
Hmm.
and it's kind of like double dipping.
If it
And I
works,
know
it works, I guess.
I,
But
I tried doing it. I actually tried editing my I think we can go back to
I remember that
using
stream.
different
I
platforms.
watched it.
Yeah, I tried editing on stream and people don't like
People
it. I
don't
think
like it.
if it's not like big,
If
if
you're
it's not
not
like
a
super
known
big,
name, no one
yeah.
cares.
Or I think what Your Movie Sucks does, he has not a super big knowledge, but he has like a film background. He knows what he's talking about when
Yeah.
he's like, oh yeah, X was referring to this when, or this like ripped off this or something.
Yeah.
So people will go and because they respect that sort of thing, they'll be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess the moral of the story is that don't stream your boring stuff unless you know that people want to watch it. Um,
As much um as much as I like Jaden Animation and what she does, when I was in a Discord call the other day and I watched her stream, I started to get like actually upset a little bit because um obviously the internet is the internet. There is no such thing as being fair. Okay, that's just life.
yeah,
Um, but it really didn't feel fair because she has millions of subs on YouTube. Started streaming, immediately hit partner. She was getting, dude, like the video like it was about 20 minutes I was in her stream.
yeah.
She got hype train started and it got to level 7 within 20
I
minutes. So many
I
subs,
forgot there was
so many
above
bits.
level 5.
Uh-huh. So
Oh
many
shit.
subs, so many everything, and it was nuts. And then she was just nonchalantly saying like, "Oh, thanks for the 5 subs," and then just left it at that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I would stop stream and I would say thank you so much to someone who dropped 5 subs in my stream. And I was like,
At
they
at
don't.
some point, I wonder if it's because they've been because I mean Jade, she's not like a gnome name.
She's
Probably
she's
she's
not
like super
huge.
huge.
She's not
Oh,
huge, but she's big, big.
she's big, right? So
Yeah.
she might be like used to that sort of thing, like used to all that attention. Maybe not like the money,
I
or
feel
maybe
like a
not
part of it
subs.
is the YouTube to Twitch switch because remember that one chick who it was on Livestream Fails Everywhere. She got canceled for it because she said, "I'm not going to keep streaming this. I'm not going to keep up the stream schedule if I don't get 500 subs, guys.
Okay,
This is
yeah,
bad." Because
yeah.
they're used to subs on YouTube because they're free. They don't. I feel like
Oh, I
they
see.
know, but they don't really get that subs on Twitch cost money. So it's so much different. Like I would rather have genuinely I'd rather have 100 Twitch subs than 500 YouTube subs.
Well, I mean, 100 Twitch subs is worth a
Yeah,
lot more than 500.
but like
Arguably an infinite amount
yeah,
times more.
but you know what I mean. Like it's not comparable. It's
Yeah.
so they them coming over to this other site where it's a grind for people, and the the way they don't have that grind on Twitch. Now, obviously, they had a grind on YouTube, but it's not the same grind. It really isn't, and it's it just sucks
It's
to
different.
see because you're like, I remember how hard it was to get 5 people watching me, and they're over
Yeah.
here rocking 12K, and they're upset that they hit 10, and this is their third stream. Dude,
Yeah.
it's different, man. It's different fields. You can't treat Twitch like it's YouTube because it's not. It's so much more invested.
Yep. I yeah, I it's hard for me not just because I'm like no, mostly because I don't want to say I don't care about subs, but I can
Mm-hmm.
certainly I wouldn't really mind if my subs went down to 0. I wouldn't mind if I had absolutely 0 subs because I
Yeah,
don't really do this for the money.
yeah.
Um,
I don't think
I
any
do
of
this
us
mostly for
do.
myself. Yeah,
Do any of us make that kind of money to care?
yeah. But like I guess this can go into my other topic. Like when you plan to invest your time into all of these all these social media uh platforms, do you plan on like I guess making that like a job, or do you plan on at some point being able to make that like, oh, this is the thing I do for like a living? Um,
I definitely want to get to the point where, like, I don't have unreasonable goals for online anything,
yeah.
but I feel like one of the harder ones to meet for me personally, like the one main goal I have with putting all this time into Twitch, into the podcast, into Twitter, and all this, I want to get to the point where what I'm making online matches what I'm making in real life, like on my real nine to
Mm,
five job. Um, and I feel like like that's going to be my sign to know, because if online is making me a quarter what I'm making on my real job, there's no way I'm quitting. There's no way I'm going full time
Yeah,
Twitch.
of course.
But as soon, like the day the money comes in from online where it's matching my real job, I'm going.
That's the thing. You know, I was talking earlier about I know someone who was, you know, the Smash Bros speedrunner. He's a partner, and
Mhm.
he actually, you know, he does it literally for a living. And just when he talks about his revenue and just it's going up and down. I feel like the volatility of it. It's one day you may have enough to cover basically your real job,
Mhm.
but you never know if that's like
If
the
it'll just
peak.
stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes you can just that could just be like the
Mhm.
peak of what you have. And when I hear about like the troubles that you get from that, and like honestly, that sounds super anxiety inducing. I'm
Bro,
like,
the
I
fact
don't
that
know if I
any
would ever want
the fact that your
that as
platform
like a
can
full time
be
thing.
the fact that your existence online can be ripped from you just
Yeah,
because of some dumb offhanded joke you made when you were 14, you know?
yeah.
Like you really got to think like obviously I I've never wanted to be a streamer my entire life. I never wanted to be a YouTuber my entire life. I
Yeah.
actually have I actually have like real life goals that no one knows about that little do you guys know.
A bucket list?
All of my online, this is a building block for what I'm actually trying to do.
Interesting.
Actually, I can talk about this.
Yeah.
It's not secret information. I have a goal. I I want to get to the point where I don't have a boss. I want to get to the point where I own multiple businesses in different fields. I want to own an accounting, not an accounting firm, but a little freelance accounting agency with people. I want to own a tattoo parlor. I want to own a bar. I want to own a record label, graphic design firm, a locksmith company. There's a
That's a
lot,
lot of pies to have your fingers into.
which is why I've been starting here. So like behind the scenes
Hmm.
of everything, like obviously this is going to be one of the bigger ones, the longer ones to take, like the social media
Yeah.
aspect of it all. Um, but I've always worked on logo design and graphic design, so that part is a slow process, of course, unless
Hmm.
you hit a random client that'll slap. But my real life job, I've learned quite a few tricks for locksmithing, and obviously
Oh, really?
I want to go to a technical school so I can learn like cars, like how to get into cars, how to get into safes, all that type of thing. Not to break into them, but like to actually be a locksmith, because um, locksmiths and those type of jobs like electricians, plumbers, things like that, you really wouldn't think they make money, but they make some money, um,
Really?
like tons.
I
Like
guess there's a lot of YouTube tutorials about like, oh yeah, there are locks out there that are very simple to lockpick.
oh yeah, like there's
I
there's
think
a brand,
lockpicking, yeah,
there's a brand called Kwikset. You can get it at any real retailer. Like I'm talking Walmart, Dollar General, stuff like that. You can get it.
yeah,
It's called Kwikset. Don't buy it because if when you put the key in, there's a little hole right to the side. What it is
yeah.
an auto keyer, which sounds like a good idea. So like you have a key that works, right?
Yeah.
And somebody has that key. You don't want that person in that lock anymore. What you do is you just go get another key. You put that new key in, you put a thing to fit in the lock, and it changes to where
Oh
that key works,
no.
which means you can
Oh
be locked out of
no.
your own house if somebody walks up and just,
And just toss, yeah.
which means they can get in. It's the like if you
It's
have a lock that's quick set, I swear, guys, if you're listening and you look at your house and it says quick set on your locks, go to Walmart, buy something that does not say quick set, probably Schlage, Pamex, stuff like that. Buy it, swap it out. All you need is a screwdriver. I swear, do it for your
yeah.
safety.
I have a viewer named I think Lock Manipulator.
Mhm,
Um he actually did, oh no, I think it was cybersecurity. But he's known for like doing lockpicking stuff.
mhm.
And it's very scary like how
How
easy
easy
you
it
can get
is.
into. Yeah. You just need some specific tools and
Mhm.
you're just like right in there.
Yeah, but with what I do, I already have a decent basis on locksmithing, so I want to go get like a certification and some other things, so I can make a locksmith business just by myself running it. And then once it's profitable, my brother is going to take over and he's going to be my employee, and then I just own the business
Oh,
and he operates. Um, and with locksmithing and like how easy it is to make money, all you need. There's a guy on YouTube who has made and sold like 12 locksmith businesses because of
oh shit.
how fairly easy it is to do. Like obviously you need to learn locksmithing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the part. Um, but he said all you need is 5 clients, 5 people, and what those people do for a job, real estate agents. You need 5 real estate agents.
Oh,
So anytime that Jerry calls and is just like, "Hey, bud, I've got a house for sale. I need you to rekey the whole place. Can you do it?" And like, "Yeah, I'll be over there in a minute." You go over, you rekey it, boom, that's money. The other 4 people, they do the same thing. That's money.
yeah.
The dude said if you have 5 clients that are stable, you can support yourself, your wife, 3 kids, phones for all, and cars for all.
That well, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, there's a lot of money in real estate.
And there's a lot of people who like in locksmithing who they get those 5 clients where they're stable and they
Yeah.
sit and they're just like, bro, I can do this fairly
Hmm.
simple job for the rest of my life and be perfectly stable. I'm not getting any more, not getting any less. I'm sticking right here. And they get
Yeah.
complacent. What I want to do is build it to where it's
Just build
doubling
upon
and
that.
tripling that, and then give it off.
Hmm.
Where I have my brother and some other people who are going to run the place, and so that business is running without me, which means that's just a revenue stream to funnel into the next business venture. And then once that is building, those both funnel into the next. You see how it's like compounding?
Yeah, that's like super ambitious. Holy shit.
That's the idea. And
Yeah.
moving to Florida kind of, so COVID on top of it, and moving to Florida
Yeah.
kind of pushed back the locksmith thing. Because if it were up to me and COVID wasn't a thing and I was still back in North Carolina, I'm tell you right now, I would have that job working right now.
Oh shit.
So as soon as COVID lifts up and I can actually take those classes to get a certification, learn
Yeah.
auto locksmithing and all that, it's over. I'm starting that business. Obviously, this is still going to be a thing. This is going to be a revenue
Hmm.
stream eventually. Who knows? But I don't see online as a revenue stream because obviously it's
It's
not. I see it.
it's very hard to make it consistent.
Yeah. I see what I do online, the podcast especially, but Twitch, Twitter, even Instagram, those are my outlets. This is my, because you know how everyone has like their brain type. Like there's mechanical where they definitely know how things work, but they can't think it in their head. Like
Mhm.
they're very hands on, very very literal, structural.
Yeah.
I'm a creative. Like I need to make things and create and think these ideas, and with music, like make music, make pictures, do take pictures, make things online, logos, stuff like that. I'm always thinking about that type of thing. I'm not the kind of guy who's like out in the field. You know what I mean? That's not
Yeah.
me.
You're a
So
creator. Yeah. I get it.
I use this as my outlet to keep my sanity. But I want to I want to own an empire essentially, like enterprises. Which means I'd need an umbrella corp and then all of the subsidiaries.
Well, shit. That okay. Well, I mean, here I am. I'm not even thinking of growing my Twitch like in a term that I can ever make money. As much as I guess as much as my Twitch chat jokes about it, like I'm just working like a normal 9 to 5, and I'm like, I'm pretty fine to be working that nine to
Hmm.
five and then having that
Yeah.
stream on the side. Honestly, I think the 9 to 5 is the reason why I'm like, yeah, this stream just is kind of a thing. It's not like
Dude,
it's not like I plan to grow it, you
It's
know?
so hard to have the 9 to 5 and not stream because I see stream as like,
Yeah.
bro, work is stressful. It sucks.
Yeah.
But you come to stream and you're like, I can just turn all that off. I can play a game.
Yep.
The game doesn't matter, but I get to talk to people and just vent, deal with stuff, get out of that headspace.
In fact, one of the reasons why I not okay, this isn't like why I started streaming, but one of the things that I noticed that stream was doing was that it kind of helped regulate my work schedule
Hmm.
because I work at 9 to 5, but I can technically stay in the office as long as I want and keep doing stuff. But if I have a stream that day, because I have a stream like, oh yeah, it's like 7:30, and I put that be like, well, oh, I can stay at work, or I can, get home early, make sure I've eaten everything and I'm ready for stream.
Hmm.
And I would much rather do the latter. And it also helps me be like, okay, sometimes at work I kind of procrastinate. I feel
Hmm.
like if you have like a normal office job, you're like, I could do this,
Yeah,
but I could also do it later.
I
So,
definitely do that. Yeah.
and if I'm like, oh, if I have a stream, I can't just procrastinate like that. I can't
Hmm.
I can't stay till like 7 o'clock. I have a stream at 7:30. I have to be at home by at least six
Yep.
thirty. Um, it just sort of like helps regulate everything.
Yeah.
Um,
I
yeah,
feel like I'm reverse because my
really.
work schedule kind of dictated my stream schedule. Um, so I've always kept Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Um,
Okay.
and I've always started, obviously, you're late sometimes, uh,
Yeah.
but I've always started at 7:30 p.m. And reason being is when we were in North Carolina, especially, it was an hour drive one way to work.
Oh
I
my god.
I get off at 5, so I get home at 6. So that gives me an hour and a half to calm down, get a shower, clean up, eat, and then I
Yeah.
get the stream. But I also have to wake up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., so I can actually get to work on time at 8, you know? So I have to get off stream at 9:30, at 9:30 to 10 at the latest. Um, so for ever, almost a year coming up on, my stream from Monday and Wednesday was 7:30 to 9:30. So just 2 hours Monday and Wednesday. But Friday, I'm off on Saturday, so I go from 7:30 to whenever I pass out.
Yeah, yeah. As long as possible.
Hmm. Or whenever I'm just like, you know what, we got enough people. I'm kind of not feeling it. I'm gonna raid Pang, and I'm just gonna say, out of everyone I see live, you're typically my go-to because I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna raid Pang. It'll be fine.
Nice. Yeah. I with raids, I guess like you said, you try to raid a certain set of people.
I rate other people too, but like
Yeah.
whenever I see people and I'm just like, you know, like my like friends who they'll average about 5. If I see
Hmm.
they're hitting like a 10-15 day,
Yeah.
they're doing good. I am proud of them, and so I'll either hit them or I'll just be like, they've got this without me, and then I'll just
Yeah, yeah,
hit
yeah.
somebody who does need it. But if
That's
if
that's what I thought, yeah.
if nobody hits that, I'm just like, yeah, Pang will do. People like Pang.
Yeah, the thing I do is that I actually I do have sort of like a subset of people that I like to raid, but
Hmm.
for the most part, I would like to ask like the chat
Who?
if they have anyone new to raid.
Mm.
And I think one of the things that does is that when they come up with a new person, it also helps with like a new person just to talk with, just like a new network.
Hmm.
Um, and it kind of helps me just like talk to new people. It's just
Oh
it's
yeah,
the exposure. I don't know how to explain it.
I get it. There's
Um,
so I meet a lot of smaller streamers because I actively search for them, um, just to learn, just to meet them, just say hi, get my foot in the door, hi, um, and people who don't know each other at all, very different ends of the streaming spectrum. I met Audrey, Acute Punk Games, and then my buddy Music King 2004. Some of the nicest people ever, but very different. And when Audrey was streaming, I was in her chat and she was like, I want to raid, but I don't, none of my friends are live. I said, I've got somebody. And she was like, who? So I mentioned Music, and she, it became a thing where we got into chat, and she said, hey, Music, Cage said that you're funny, and if you don't make me laugh, he's banned from my chat. And
oh
so in his chat, I was just like, Music, be funny. I'm gonna get banned. um, that was like 4 months ago, and it was just a funny meme. But like recently, they before Among Us came out and Fall Guys was
yeah,
massive, those two were streaming together, Fall Guys, and they met through me.
Yo,
And whenever I jumped in chat, I was like, "You two together?" And it was like, "Yeah, dude, the guy who hooked us up." And I was like, "Yeah."
it's so cool when you can see like you rate someone that you know, like or someone that you think should have more people,
Hmm.
and then you go back to that stream and you see one of your raiders like still there. Oh, it's like the best feeling.
Yeah.
I can think of a very like specific examples where like I see some guy that I was like I sent this guy here. You're here because of me.
Hmm. You know what's a good feeling is when you jump into a stream like random and you just say, "Hey," or what I do when I enter chats and I don't know them, I just put Tony, and it always
Oh,
goes the same way. Either they're too big and they just looked at it and just glanced over it because they're like,
yeah.
emote. Or the other 50 to 75% of the time, they're like, "Yo, that's a cute emote. That's
Yeah,
your
yeah.
emote?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me. His name's Tony." And then it's just a nice little entry into conversation. But there's times I'll jump in chat and then I'll see Corn Dog who just says Cage, and I'm like, "Corn?" And he was like, "I didn't know you watched this guy." I said, "I just found him." He said, "Dude, he's sick." I said, "All right, cool." So just
Small
meeting,
world.
finding the people that you know in random ass streams, and you're just like, "What are you doing here?" Like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
It's it's
I
it's
think
it's the two Spider-Men pointing at each other. That's what that is.
yeah.
Oh god.
That I think the one thing I see that a lot of is Smash Ultimate streams
Hmm.
because people that play Smash Ultimate also run like arenas. So if you have people like Pit Pat or I think
Yo,
Kanoko, they'll go to like any Smash Ultimate stream. So they'll like
yo,
run into each other.
Pit Pat is everywhere.
Yes.
That homie,
He's in a lot of places.
he's from Frag, but I talked to Frag about it, and Pit Pat is like anybody Frag talks about or is friends with. Pit Pat's always there. He's always supporting.
I don't know how he's
I
everywhere.
don't know, but yesterday when I was streaming, he jumped in chat and said, "Hey, I make videos. You want to watch them?" And I was like, there's a lull in the stream. Why not? And
Yeah.
it was 2 videos of him playing Smash as a Joker main.
Yep.
Homie's good.
He's really good. Yeah.
And I was just
Yeah.
like, obviously, like, I'm not gonna knock him for this, like the quality. But I've had streams in 320p, but I fully understand. But
Hmm.
even with the quality, you could tell the homie was good
Yeah.
and just insane.
He knows he knows like a lot of the real no, I don't want to say basic, but it's like fundamental tech that your characters have. Like he knows like a lot of drag down stuff and like a
Okay.
lot of combos. And yeah, he's like really good at the game. Um Probably why he asked to play it a lot. I know you don't play Smash Ultimate, so he probably doesn't do it in your stream, but I'm sure if there's any opportunity to play Smash, like if he sniffs it, he's like, okay, we gotta do this. I see him in Corn stream, like, oh, we gotta get a Smash Ultimate stream going,
Mm-hmm.
just because Corn like hinted at
Oh
it.
yeah. Corn talks about it. Pit Pat's there sniffing it out like it's blood in the water.
Yeah,
Jesus.
just like, ooh, Smash Ultimate.
Oh, dude. Well, this has been a fun podcast for sure. I hate to cut it off, but
It's
if
all
you
good.
want to catch the rest of the conversation, head over to Patreon and $1 a month, and you get the behind the scenes for free. Well, not for free; it's for $1, but you know what I mean. Thank you again so much, Pang, for stopping by and being guest number 4 on the Cagecast.
Hey, it's been a blast. I hope to be able to do this again.
Dude, of course,
Um,
part 2.
at some point. Part two, yeah.
Part 2. We'll talk about McDonald's stories too. It'll be fun.
Oh shit, yeah. I've never had a McDonald's story, but I would love to hear. I love like
Work stories.
people of Walmart
Oh,
or the r
dude.
slash. I think it's r slash people of Walmart.
Hmm.
My like crazy people in public is like my favorite thing to
It's an
listen
amazing
to.
thing. Definitely going to be on the list for next time, for
Yeah.
sure. But Thank you guys again so much for listening to the Cage Cast. This has been episode 4. Episode 5 is going to be featuring someone I mentioned in this podcast, Audrey or Acute Punk Games. So make sure to look out for that. Also, it'll be in a new setup because we're moving tomorrow, so that'll be interesting too. But yeah, every episode. No, see, look what you did, Pang. You got me all flustered. New episodes every single Sunday, 12 p.m. Take care. Peace.